A very warm welcome to all our viewers to the 21st edition of Cedrus Knowledge Series, an initiative wherein we have one speaker each month speaking on a variety of topics ranging right from investing to well-being. We'll now play a short video of Cedrus Wealth Partners. For our 21st edition, we are extremely pleased to have with us Mr. Prasad Patil, Wellbeing Educator and Mentor. We will play a short video to further introduce him. It's a pleasure to have with us today, sir, and we are looking forward to your views on fitness and personal well-being. Uh, I would now like to hand it over to Mr. Nilesh Bajaj to take the discussion forward.
Thank you, Prasad, for taking out your time and being a part of the 21st edition of the Knowledge Series. Uh, in fact, for the information of our viewers, Prasad is the one who mentored me also. When I did my marathon, I started my marathon, and I got trained under Prasad. Prasad has selflessly he left his lucrative job in the industry, and he uh, took up this responsibility, and it was a responsibility which was selfless in the sense that no monetary compensation attached to it, to train 1 million people. This is what his goal is, that he wants to train 1 million people to run, not run marathons exactly, but to run, which can be a part of their fitness regime. Very diligently, Prasad has been doing this since a very long time. Uh, be it rains or be it winters or be it hot summers, you will always see him uh, early in the morning training a set of people, youngsters, mid-age people, older people who are always there, in fact. And he's been very much a part of cheering all the marathoners in all the major marathons which happen in India. And he's definitely done a great deal of job in actually seeing that people take up running as a part of their fitness regime. And I think, what better person to have in today's knowledge series than Prasad Patil, who's actually very selflessly been doing this since a very long time. So thank you, Prasad, again for being a part of this session. So Prasad, to begin with, we actually aptly named this Joy of Running. The topic for this uh, knowledge series was actually Joy of Running. And you always say that you should run for enjoyment. You should just not run for either fitness or anything. You should enjoy running, in fact. And you have a very different approach towards training also of individuals. Today, I see so many individuals who are taking up running, maybe at a younger age, but typically I've seen a lot of people who actually start running in their mid age, where you typically call mid-age crisis, where you see a lot of individuals who have started running. And you have actually helped a lot of individuals run in a much a more disciplined way. And the goals have actually, you have changed the goals of these people from merely going and running marathons and showcasing it and getting a lot of applauds, than to actually take it up as a enjoyment, and you just enjoy yourself, de-stress yourself, and every morning you run, in fact. So my question actually to you, to begin with, Prasad, is joy of running. Okay. You always say, run for enjoyment. Could you elaborate a little bit more on this?
Yeah, there's one. Thank you, Nilesh, for the introduction. Though there are lot many things are they were from the past. So during this interview, we'll be correcting those. So coming back to the running for enjoyment. So even that is also it been changed. So I don't, do things for something. This is my understanding because running or anything you do in general is do out of your happiness or do out of your joy, not for the joy, not for the enjoyment.
Mm-hmm.
So because we have been always been educated, trained, or been made us believe motivation is very very important in our life. Without motivation our life is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But my personal experience is there are certain things we can do without motivation. And running
Mm-hmm.
is one of things. There should not be any motivation attached to it. Then you
Mm-hmm.
can get maximum benefit out of it.
Mm-hmm. So what I can understand is actually that you should not attach the word fitness to running. You just run for enjoyment. A lot of people have they want to either lose weight or they want to take up some kind of fitness regime, and they start running. So what I can understand from what you're saying is that you should just enjoy running, in fact. But then how does one enjoy? Because I think it's not a very easy exercise. You're doing it alone, first thing. When you're playing a sport, at least you have competitors over there. You're apparently you're just doing it all alone, in fact. So how does one actually enjoy running?
Hmm. See, one thing, we'll come back to the running a little bit later, but coming back to our own education, when we are growing up, our parents or teachers or the society around us, it's always been made us believe that there is a cause and there is an effect. But there are certain actions are beyond cause and effect. So
Mm-hmm.
doing certain things, whether I'm getting enjoyment or joy out of it, and then I'm doing it, and one day that cause changes, then what will happen to your motivation?
Mm-hmm.
For example, most of the runners, I'll give a perspective to it. When we see everywhere there are people are running around, not because they really understand what fitness and health is.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of things to do with our society or in business in general.
Mm-hmm.
To understand this perspective is whenever there is a depression in the market, there is a surge in marathon runners.
Mm-hmm.
There is a direct correlation. This is not Prasad Patil saying. And this is
Mm-hmm.
not specific to Pune, all around the world. There is a
Mm-hmm.
100 years data.
Mm-hmm.
We can say whenever there is a surge there is a depression in the market, there is a surge in marathon runners. And who are the people they are running in the marathons? You won't find teenagers or youngsters running in the marathons repeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are already crossed 30, 35, 40 age, they're repeatedly coming and participating in marathons. And again, this is the world phenomenon. This is
Mm-hmm.
not local Pune things.
Mm-hmm.
So something is to do with our emotional health,
Mm-hmm.
something to do with the way we are leading our life,
Mm-hmm.
the way the conflicts is happening in our own uh, professional life or personal life.
Mm-hmm.
For me, running is a basic emotion for every human being.
Mm-hmm.
Even someone is not physically running, but that person is always running. In fact, morning to evening, we do only one thing is only running. We are
True.
saying that, or we assume, or we consider ourselves we are working, or we are doing something else. But our all waking hours, what we are doing is we are running. Where we are running is we're running towards something or running away from something. Where are we running towards? our dream, aspiration, targets, goals, or greed, or running away from our fears or our responsibilities. Either we
Mm-hmm.
are running towards something or running away from something. But
Mm-hmm.
when actually something physically someone runs,
Mm-hmm.
then you are experiencing what human being is. And there the joy has been hidden, that we
Mm-hmm.
can unfold it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the experience of most of the people when they start running. They feel with so much joy. They never experience such kind of joy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But there's a thin line between it. Afterwards, it becomes an cause and effect, effect and cause, and people get entangled with it.
Mm-hmm.
So we can elaborate this in further discussions.
Right. No, in fact, very wonderfully you have actually put in that, you are actually running all your life, but you're running for specific goals, or you're running away from something which you don't want to do, or you want to just be away from. And I think this is all, all what generally people do when they get into, right from schooling to, till they actually start their careers. This is all what actually is being taught also, that you need to achieve your goals, you need to run behind aspirations, you need to do this, that, and we are actually running, in fact. But definitely, this running which you are talking about is more about, you run for enjoyment actually. You run without any goals, you just run, in fact. And in fact, that is what you have quoted also. I remember, you always quote that achievement is in no achievement, in fact. That if could you just elaborate a little bit more on, on this quote which you give, that achievement is in no achievement. What does that mean actually?
Well, again, we have been told that achievement is very, very important in our life. Maybe it may monetary achievement or power or position or that you need to achieve.
Hmm.
Why? I don't understand this today. Because of you are nothing, and then you want to become something. That is an achievement. But
Hmm.
then whole stress happens because of that.
Hmm.
All our life problems or issues is happening because of that. Most of the occupation are not being required there. If you understand this simple thing,
Hmm.
so many people are achieving. Now, how would you know that you are achieved, you are arrived?
Hmm.
Without comparing others, we don't know
Right.
whether, because who is rich? Rich person is who in relation to someone is poor.
Hmm.
There's always been relation.
Hmm.
But when it comes to the joy, joy has no relative term.
Hmm.
Health, there's no relationship. Relation to this, I'm healthy. No. Health is independent. Joy is independent. These are
Hmm.
not related to it.
Hmm.
So that's what my understanding is. And in that, I want to make people understand this.
Hmm.
Because what happens is, because of our knowledge, our experience, whatever our beliefs are, whatever conclusion ideas are there, those spill over to the running field. And there people are starting chasing and they want to achieve something. But there is no
Hmm.
achievement. What is the achievement there? In
Hmm.
comparison, maybe I am doing better than others. It doesn't
Hmm.
make you more healthy
Hmm.
or maybe joyful or maybe more loving or maybe more generous.
Hmm.
This you can do simply, you can go and run. This is why you need targets and goals and why you need titles there.
Hmm.
I am done so and so. You are a human being. Why you need other titles?
Hmm.
Human being is more than enough to be loving, to be generous, to be sharing, to be
Hmm.
joyful,
Hmm.
and not creating, the already miserable world with your own targets and this thing. You are exploiting people,
Hmm.
their emotions.
But Prasad, tell me one thing. What happens is, for anyone to take up something like running, and that too, what you mentioned, and it's very true that it's typically at that mid life phase, when people actually take up running. Maybe they have not done any physical activity in their life. They've just worked all their life, or they must have done it when they were young. Okay, and they've all of a sudden they start running. uh, and I think there is a motivation for a lot of them to to achieve something, and there is where this marathons have come up. You have seen so many marathons which now have become big business. In fact, nowadays, you see a lot of people who are running marathons, posting it on social media after they achieve their first 10 kilometer, and then the half marathon, and then it goes to full marathon, and then they want to actually go and do ultra and all these things. Okay. But I think what is prompting them is typically because they are achieving that medal at the end of the marathon. Okay. uh, Coming to my next question is that when there is no motivation, in fact, like what you mentioned, that self, you should just run for enjoyment. And you have done it for a lot of people. I see a lot of runners who have been trained under you, who run diligently, regularly, and they will not run for marathons anymore. Okay, they'll just run for enjoyment, in fact. But then I'm sure it must be a very hard task for actually motivating them when they have no target related to any achievement attached to it.
Well, see, that is a trap. We are get into it, and we don't
Hmm.
understand that
Hmm.
motivation is a trap. Suppose, like for example, suppose someone giving a reward to you, then you reach there. Suppose there's a
Hmm.
free session,
Hmm.
and okay, people come because since it is free,
Hmm.
but they don't understand what they are getting into it.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, now suppose you start believing that motivation is very very important, and you're highly motivated,
Hmm.
then without your knowledge you become violent,
Hmm.
and you start chasing the things as per your
Hmm.
motivation. Now suppose someone joins, is highly motivated, looking at his friends or family members, they're running in marathons,
Hmm.
and he also joins the group, and he set a target for himself, running an half marathon or full marathon.
Hmm.
And end of the 3 months, 6 months, a year, he achieved that.
Hmm.
He's able to run a half marathon or full marathon, let's say.
Hmm.
It doesn't make him healthiest person.
Hmm.
Maybe he is trained to fit to run in marathon, but not necessarily he is among the healthiest person among the society.
Hmm.
Because fitness and health are two different things. Fitness can be achieved, there is no limit. You can be motivated and you can go up to whatever
Hmm.
level. For example, right now you are able to lift around 20 kgs.
Hmm.
You keep on practicing, you will able to run, maybe lift 200 kgs. That is a fitness you have, but it doesn't make you healthy.
Hmm.
Okay, same thing about marathon runnings. There are so
Hmm.
many people that run marathons, but not
Hmm.
necessarily they are among the healthiest person in the society,
Hmm.
because health cannot be achieved through motivation.
Hmm.
Health is happening.
Hmm.
Similar way, joy is happening. You cannot cultivate the joy. Health, you cannot cultivate. Health is happening. Health is a blessing. Health
Hmm.
needs to be maintained. When you set the target or you motivated, how you motivated? Because someone, oh, you run a marathon, I'll buy a nice shoes for you, or maybe a smart watch for you, or maybe we'll go on trip something. It's motivation. There's a reward, and
Hmm.
in that people get obsessed with it. And for me, that is a sheer abuse of your health.
Hmm.
Running after targeting, not properly taking proper training, rest, and then recovery,
Hmm.
and whatever rest, people simply ignored those. They are not
Hmm.
even aware because they are motivated by certain goals and targets or comparisons. That
Hmm.
is my understanding, and that is my education for the masses.
Hmm.
Don't get obsessed with the achievements. Don't go after it.
Hmm.
It's not that suppose someone is able to run 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers, you will also able to do that. What is the big deal in that? But go
Hmm.
and see what that person life is. If
Hmm.
you are able to replicate entire whatever he is, you can also do that. You run 200 kilometers. Who does? Your mind or your body? Injury happens to the body. Recovery body has to done.
Hmm.
In between, you come in with your mind, and I want to achieve.
Hmm.
And then there you start using your body, and that is your abuse to your blessing.
Hmm.
That is my understanding. That is my problem. Whatever you say.
Hmm.
Even
No.
you run and 5 kilometers with very minimal, like very easy space
Hmm.
every single day, 30, 45 minutes, 1 hour, more than enough
Hmm.
to achieve a great health.
Hmm.
Now, coming back to the achievement, why I am saying that achievement is no achievement. For example, suppose I may suggest or I may consider there is no one else exists in the world, no
Hmm.
one except me.
Hmm.
Whether I will do such nonsense morning to evening, I do every day, whether I'll do it.
Hmm.
Now, just ask this question to yourself. If no one exists except you in this world, you will do this nonsense, whatever nonsense you call or whatever you pride, morning to evening you do, whether you will do it.
Hmm.
Since the other exists, in that other, we want to see ourselves,
Hmm.
and there things get entangled.
Hmm.
Then you get carried away. Then one area of your education spill over to the other. We
Hmm.
call success gyan or education, motivation, targets, goals, achievement, success.
Hmm.
But when it comes to your joy and health, those are pain, share, abuse.
Hmm. In fact, Prasad, you always mention this that, when you're running, you're actually competing with yourself. In fact, you're not competing with anyone else. I
No,
think
even
there is.
why even compare to myself.
Hmm.
Suppose I don't know who I am,
Hmm.
whether I am a body, and why I'll compare to my own body. I will
Hmm.
use my body
Hmm.
for better things while I'll compare to my body.
Hmm.
See what happened, Nilesh, when we were growing up, that
Hmm.
time this social media, YouTube, this thing, Facebook, not there. It wasn't
Right.
there.
Hmm.
We were always gone. Our parents us took to the circus, right?
Hmm.
And that circus, we always see the fitness guy doing
Hmm.
all kind of jugglery and fitness session, and then we say, wow, looking at them.
Hmm.
Today, because of social media, everyone, a lot of people they can do.
Hmm.
Suppose you
Subjan sir.
invest time in this thing, you can make all kind of
Uh,
circus thing.
hmm.
But for me, that is not an achievement.
Hmm.
Is someone better bent like
Hmm.
nobody else? Okay, his practice maybe he's skillful in. What is the achievement in that?
Hmm.
So I'm not denying their efforts in this thing, but don't feel you're superior to it.
Hmm. Hmm.
What is superiority in that? For example, suppose you said, okay, Prasad, I want to run an ultra marathon, or let's say I want to do Ironman.
Hmm.
I will ask only thing, okay, Nilesh, you can do that,
Hmm.
provided what is time available for training.
Hmm.
But Nilesh Bajaj running a company
Hmm.
with a lot of commitment, and this time is very short. He said, okay, I got only 1.5 hours.
Hmm.
That only I can do, and I want to do Ironman. I will say, Nilesh, give up that goal. Not
Hmm.
possible.
Hmm.
1.5 hour you will abuse because you
Hmm.
won't have time for recovery, you won't time for your diet, you won't time for rest,
Hmm.
you won't time enough time for the training.
Hmm.
You should have at least 6 hours, 7 hours in every day to train
Hmm.
properly.
True.
So a lot of people they have aspiration of running full marathon and they got only
Hmm.
just 1 hour.
Hmm.
And without training, they reach to the starting line
Hmm.
and they get injured or you know what happens.
Hmm.
And since there is a demand,
Hmm.
you understand the business better than me. When there is a demand, there's a people going to supply you.
Hmm.
Now a lot of people they think, okay, running is an effort. They start with that. And
Hmm.
in that effort, they want comfort.
Hmm.
So there is a shoes company, they will give you all the product with a comfortable shoes.
Uh,
Then there are people, oh, my back is steep, my hamstring is steep. There are people yoga, they'll give stretches to you.
hmm.
Then, oh, recovery is not happening. Then your diet must be a problem. You can't do with your regular diet.
Hmm.
Then nutrition company comes.
Hmm.
Then someone said, oh, you're not improving because there is no smartwatch.
Hmm.
Then smartwatch comes. Then dry fit comes. Then you're with all the loading.
Huh.
And where is the joy in that? You carry all the liability.
Hmm.
And why first place you start running? Because in your life you
Hmm.
entangle with all this motivation, action, effort, and whatever. There you feel stress,
Hmm.
and from that you want to do something else, and you find yourself you're stressed out there.
Hmm.
Because I have seen people before going to the marathon, before the day,
Hmm.
they get anxiety attack, they become nervous,
Hmm.
and they're not even competing for the first prize.
Hmm.
So this is not my idea. This is not. There is intelligence.
Right.
Why you want to get into it?
Hmm. Hmm. No, in fact, so very true actually that, in this crazy world where, either you're doing a, 8 to 5 job, and then you have to take care of your family. And then on top of it, you want to do things like full marathon, ultra marathon. And I think, you are abusing yourself more than actually gaining fitness, in fact. And this is
Absolutely.
all, I think, what I could say is that this is all related to, man has always been a greedy animal. And that greed comes from, the day he does his first 5 kilometers, then he wants to do a 10 kilometer, then he wants to do a half marathon and then a full marathon, and this all continues. But then in that whole journey, he does not give ample time to himself to really, do justice to it. And there is where apparently, in fact, that was my question, but you have already answered it. Is, I think, that is one of the reasons why so many runners we are seeing who are getting injured. Even I have got injured actually, and you have always been telling me that, Nilesh, you need to give time. You can't just keep running and not giving time for your stretching and for your, for your strengthening. And Even in marathons, we typically see that a lot of people, they collapse to death. In fact, cardiac arrest is, which is something which is, become so common now when you're doing these fitness regimes. In fact, and I think you very aptly said that, if you cannot give time to yourself, whatever time you can give, just do that much. Don't go and stretch beyond. In fact, or do, or give time and then you do what you want to do. In fact, so
Well, I would like to add here, see, rather than doing this, keep certain activity beyond the goals and targets and motivation.
right. Hmm.
Otherwise, everywhere there's a metrics.
Hmm.
You go to office, there's a target goals you need to chase because
Hmm.
you have been paid for it.
Hmm.
You come home, there's a metrics,
Hmm.
and then all your life is all the time is measurement targets.
Hmm.
There, what I'm saying is keep some activity which is
Hmm.
not been measured, which is not been compared, which is not been competed.
Hmm.
No competition, no comparison, no measurement.
Right.
And for me, someone is very beautiful say, what is meditation?
Hmm.
When you come out of measurement, you are in
Hmm.
meditation.
Hmm.
Those few activity you keep
Hmm.
absolutely without any measurement, without
Hmm.
any comparison. But a lot of
Hmm.
people they ask me, "Arey,
Hmm.
suppose you are not measuring it, then how you will improve it?"
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
again, this is your education. This has been trained. Your mind has been programmed.
Hmm.
There are certain actions
Hmm.
you can go beyond all this,
Hmm.
and still you will be alive. Still you will be healthy. Still you will be loving and generous and
Hmm.
calm.
Hmm.
But at least you must give a understanding it,
Hmm.
and that is intelligence for me.
Hmm.
See, certain activity you don't measure, you don't compare, you don't compete with.
Hmm.
Otherwise, what happen is you
Hmm.
want you the world you are living there you feel stressed
Hmm.
because competition, comparison, subject to everything
Hmm.
because it matters.
Hmm.
What position you work it matters. How much wealth you have matters.
Hmm.
What kind of house you living, what address your house
Hmm.
is matters.
Hmm.
Which school your children are studying or what courses they're doing, what country they're educating, it matters.
Hmm.
And everybody doing that. In that you feel stress. And
Hmm.
from there you want something relief. And same world you create here.
Hmm.
Then where you will go?
Hmm.
All the time you have been chasing, comparing ambitious targets.
Hmm. Hmm.
So there I said, okay, certain things you keep it out of that bracket of, do it and see the beauty of life.
Hmm. So, I think you should basically run for de-stressing yourself, not to get stressed.
Yeah,
Uh,
first of all, why you get stressed first?
right. Hmm.
Okay, because
Hmm.
stress is again is something you're not understanding, you have no clarity. And
Hmm.
from there you come, why you need to de-stress? Even
Hmm.
de-stress, you don't need to be.
Hmm.
Simply you go and run.
Hmm. Yeah, Prasad, one more thing is, you actually, now this is something to do with you specifically. You left a very lucrative job a long time back and you started training individuals and, basically fitness through running. Okay. And for the information of audience, the target for Prasad, which, he had mentioned me long time back, is that in his lifetime, he wants to motivate at least 1 million individuals to run, in fact. So two, three things. One is how could you tell me a little bit about how you started running and your overall experience, and what prompted you to actually get into this thing of training individuals selflessly, which means that I have seen that you don't charge for anything. In fact, there's no charges. Anyone can come for your morning sessions, and you're free to actually take up their exercises and run with them and help them running. In fact, so what has prompted you, and could you tell us and the audience also about your experience of running?
Yeah, well, I started running almost 12, 13 years back. And I was
Hmm.
going through all my stress levels and, everywhere I was chasing.
Hmm.
My professional life, my personal life, everything, I was not feeling happy. And something
Hmm.
was always been missing. That is outdoor activity.
Hmm.
And my days was just passing morning to evening. I was just getting up, go to the work, come back, again eat,
Hmm.
sleep. That was, is going and moving and it was reaching nowhere. Though I was adding some, some bank balance is going, one property I'm buying, then car buying, then vacation,
Hmm.
the normally usually we do. There I was
Hmm.
not feeling happy.
Hmm.
Then somewhere, someone I keep on, hearing that our CEOs or MDs, they are running some half
Hmm.
marathons in New York and Mumbai and somewhere. We also get
Hmm.
motivated. Why? How people can run in kilometer like 21 kilometers? It
Hmm.
wonders me at
Hmm.
this age.
Hmm.
And then I started running. I started feeling that joy, and I literally got distracted from my that the stress feeling,
Hmm.
and it absolutely relieved my mind
Hmm.
from that. And I started running, and then I started studying about marathons,
Hmm.
and I read every book possible on marathon running and
Hmm.
started understanding it, applying it to my own regime.
Hmm.
We used to run 6 marathons every year.
Hmm.
That kind of crazy. We used to run. We, that time, no, nothing was there. Like not even shoes I used to use. At the
Hmm.
same time, then coming back to that to motivate million people in running, that is coming
Hmm.
from my background, from my understanding, my education, my programming. But
Hmm.
today, if you ask me, that target is not there. I don't have any target. Why
Hmm.
this? Because
Hmm.
once you have that kind of target, you see
Hmm.
every person has a potential.
Hmm.
And in that, without my knowledge, I am become violent towards other people.
Hmm.
Or I am telling you so much, I am giving so much free to you, and still
Hmm.
you are not doing it.
Hmm.
Whether it's my own mother, my own
Hmm.
wife, or
Hmm.
someone else's wife, or someone's husband, or a friend,
Hmm.
and maybe without my knowledge, I become violent towards them because I see them a potential.
Hmm.
I usually feel अरे कुछ कर अभी तू तेरे
Hmm.
फिटनेस हेल्थ के बारे में start running it, see the
Hmm.
joy of it.
Hmm.
And then I understood because of my goal
Hmm.
I'm become abusive to them or violent become them.
Hmm. Pushing them to do things which they don't want to do.
Absolutely, because
Hmm.
I had to. I'm not interested in them. I was not loving.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
was chasing my target.
Hmm.
अरे ये भी आएगा इसके साथ 10 आएगा. My calculations are back of the mind.
Hmm.
And that was my motivation.
Hmm.
And that time Pune running was establishing and that given a platform.
Hmm.
Then a lot of people they join. Then we start
Hmm.
education. And
Hmm.
after 13, 14 years, this is my understanding is.
Hmm.
Today, if you ask me, I don't use smartwatch.
Hmm.
Whether shoes there or not there, I still run
Hmm.
and maintaining whatever fitness or health I have.
Hmm.
And whoever comes, I train them. Whoever
Hmm.
don't want to come,
Hmm.
I know appreciation people in between they want to do because I am not keeping any target. They go some coaches so they can set the motivation them or target for them. I'm welcome.
Hmm.
I don't get hurt. Those
Hmm.
who are there come. I train. Those who don't want to come is okay with me.
Hmm.
Is no more million, no more 10, no more. There's no measurement.
Hmm.
Not even personal things or not even for the people. This
Hmm.
is so much relieved of my energy.
Hmm.
And I available to the person who said, Prasad, I want to run. Can you help me? I am there available.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
am not chasing it.
Hmm.
If someone is interested, I am there to help.
Right.
I am saying these are the things you choose is wisely. Not because of I am saying it.
Hmm.
Then people then and things continued.
Hmm.
There we are talking here.
Hmm. No, in fact, you have been a regular face in so many marathons where you're actually cheering everyone, seeing that, and you typically are at the last 3, 4 kilometers, of any marathon, where, it's the most strenuous for a runner, in fact. And you're there always, you're a very, very known face, which is there motivating the runners, in fact, always. But Prasad, tell me one thing, uh, like you mentioned that you keep your fitness regime, very disciplined fitness regime, and now you don't have any target to train 1 million runners. Okay, that is something which you don't want to measure. You just want to do it selflessly. But then coming to actually someone who wants to take up running. Okay. and he wants to do it for the joy of running, in fact. But what is the fitness regime? Typical fitness regime. I'm not telling you for any particular type of marathon, but what is a typical fitness regime he should keep, okay, when he takes up running?
See, I would, suggest before, any advice given to the or understanding for any individual, I always
Hmm.
say first understand the difference between fitness and health.
Hmm.
Those are not the same. Those are two different things. You can
Hmm.
be fit to lift 200 kgs. You are maybe fit to run 10 kilometers or half marathon. Not necessary you are among the healthiest.
Hmm.
Okay. First, I make them understand what is the difference. Now, what is the
Hmm.
differences? Fitness
Hmm.
is related to your muscles. Fitness is related to your joints.
Hmm.
How
Hmm.
strong and flexible your muscles are,
Hmm.
and how flexible your joints are, is your fitness.
Hmm.
In fitness, you have to earn.
Hmm.
Fitness, you have to do certain efforts to reach
Hmm.
fitness,
Hmm.
because you can train your muscles,
Hmm.
and there is no upper limit for fitness.
Hmm.
Even you think I'm here, there is someone is always there.
Hmm.
Fitness you can compare
Hmm.
or compete.
Hmm.
Now it doesn't make you healthy. This is fitness.
Hmm.
Now health. First of all, health is a blessing
Hmm.
to you. Health is a happening. You
Hmm.
have no contribution to your health. The
Hmm.
only contribution from your side to your health is you abuse your health through your lifestyle.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now health needs to be maintained,
Hmm.
because health is related to your organs.
Hmm.
Which are the organs? Eyes, heart, pancreas, digestive system, your kidneys.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, organs cannot be trained like muscles.
Hmm.
Organ health needs to be maintained
Hmm.
through the lifestyle.
Hmm.
The way you live, the way you feel joyful, the way you relate to the other human beings, the
Hmm.
way you relate to the nature, the way you eat,
Hmm.
the way you train, the way you rest,
Hmm.
and your overall stress levels
Hmm.
will decide your health maintenance.
Hmm.
If you abuse your health can be accelerated. You get
Right.
age.
Hmm.
Now, if you understand this,
Hmm.
now then you want to run.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, running you want because you feel good, you feel distracted from
Hmm.
your world you are living in, and from there you want something else. Now, a lot
Hmm.
of people they use running as entertainment.
Hmm.
Like someone feels stress, he
Hmm.
go watch the movie, he feel distracted for 3 hours
Hmm.
from his the stress, and he feel good about it.
Right.
Some people indulge in food, some people smoke, some
Hmm.
people drink,
Hmm. Hmm.
some people watch media for just
Hmm.
relief, some people run.
Hmm.
I said don't run for that reason.
Hmm.
You can do other things for that. Running, you keep it as simple things.
Hmm.
And most of the running happens in the morning.
Hmm.
If your occupation allows it, do it. Otherwise, either you can able to change your occupation like I did.
Right.
If you are not able to do it, whatever time available to you,
Hmm.
these are the things you should do. First is 10 minutes warming up. You have
Hmm.
to free all your joints.
Hmm.
Get ready, engage all the muscles group, communicate with them, get ready for this experience. 10 to 15 minutes warm up, compulsory.
Hmm.
There you start running. Don't run with the people who already been running 1 2 3 years.
Hmm.
Run with easy. So that's when we said okay, while running, make sure that you're able to speak entire sentence or able to sing a song. That space.
Hmm.
Slowly you build. First,
Hmm.
I run with them 2 days, 3 days, and then they run their own.
Hmm.
Slowly, slowly, we also say, okay, now since you want to run, posture needs to be good, your certain muscles needs to be strong. Then from
Hmm.
toe to head, we do strength training. Do join us.
Hmm.
As goes up, then next step, then next step, then next step. There we
Hmm.
handhold them.
Hmm. Hmm. But how many days a week, according to you, an individual should run, and how many days he should
See,
actually
there is
do
no
strength
such thing,
training?
Nilesh. I am every day I am doing it. If I am doing
Hmm.
5 kilometers every day, single day.
Hmm. Hmm.
But people want to do badminton one day. They want to do
Hmm.
certain. That is a different story.
Hmm. Hmm.
But fitness cannot be hand. Why you need an holiday for fitness?
Hmm. Hmm. No, my
Don't
question
do
was.
that kind of. For example,
Hmm.
suppose you run a full marathon, then of course you
Hmm.
need a recovery.
Right.
But why
Hmm.
you want to run a full marathon? Because you have
Uh,
doubt.
hmm.
For that you can do that. But don't abuse. Understand it, and then go.
Hmm.
Your intelligence should function,
Hmm.
not because you want to show to someone else,
Hmm. Hmm.
to your neighbors. Everything is same, but I am superior in this.
Hmm.
I am having everything, but I am having fitness also. Don't
Right.
do that.
Hmm. Hmm. No, I think, very appropriately you have actually given the difference between health and fitness. Like what you mentioned that, fitness can be gained, but health can only be maintained, in fact. And in fact, this is a very beautiful way of actually explaining, how you can actually enjoy running and any activity which you're doing, in fact. Prasad, it was such an informative session. It's always a pleasure actually talking to you, learning new things, from your way of looking at a particular, how you need to run. In fact, I and the team Cedris, we wish you, many more years where you would train more people and make them joyful, and they keep running, and you keep motivating them, in fact. I'll just pass it on to Unnati. She'll just give the closing remarks. Unnati.
Thank you, sir. That was indeed a very, very intriguing and informative session. And your point on that, we keep on running for something or away from something, but running should be irrespective of any target or any aim. That is where the real joy of running lies in. Was a very valuable input for all our viewers. Also, the point which you mentioned that one should not compete with oneself with regards to health, and this competition is what distorts the entire joy and essence of running, was also one of a very valuable input which you give. On behalf of Team Cedris, we would like to thank you, sir, for a fantastic session and making the time to grace this event. We will return next month again with another topic. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, and happy investing. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Before ending, if any viewers have any questions, you can definitely message us, and and Prasad, I'm sure will be more than happy to answer the queries which you have. Thank you very much, Prasad, again, and stay healthy and stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you.